5 NBA players who peaked way too early. My name is Josh, or Envyerz. Let's get started with these 5 players who just didn't reach the potential that they once showed early on in their career. This is pretty recent players, by the way. We're not going deep into NBA history. We're just going to go off top, starting with Tyreke Evans, who was essentially the second coming of LeBron James, or at least in his rookie year. He was averaging insane numbers. In his rookie year, he averaged 20 points per game, 5.8 assists, and 5.3 rebounds per game. That's kind of crazy considering there's only been 4 other rookies to do that, and the other 3 is LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Oscar Robertson. Tyreke was kind of ahead of his time within the NBA, considering nowadays you see a lot of players like Tyreke Evans and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and possibly even Ben Simmons, where they're going to be playing that point forward position, where the teams have another guard on the floor to guard the opposing team's guard. I mean, Tyreke had Beno Udrih. I mean, Beno Udrih is not an elite defender whatsoever. And it didn't really help that the Kings then, after Tyreke's rookie year, drafted DeMarcus Cousins, and DeMarcus Cousins kind of took away some of the spotlight from Tyreke, showing that he was the true star of that team, and Tyreke kind of took a back seat. But even with DeMarcus, the Kings were still a bad team. Tyreke shouldn't have declined the way he did. There was plenty of opportunities given to him to perform the way he performed in his rookie year. But then after 4 years, he left the Kings, signed with the Pelicans, and then he just got traded back to the Kings. So here's hoping Tyreke Evans knows what's best and just moves to a team that will give him opportunities. Mind you, he's 27 years old. He's not going to be a star of the team anymore. But for a championship contender or playoff contender, he could be a good piece. And the Kings, they're not going to be a playoff contender for a few more years after trading DeMarcus Cousins away. Next up, we have Mayo, who just like Tyreke Evans had a promising rookie year with the Memphis Grizzlies. So in his rookie year, he averaged 18.5 points per game, 3.2 assists, and 3.8 rebounds. Not that bad. Unfortunately, his rookie year was his best year in the NBA. The next 4 years with the Memphis Grizzlies, his points and everything else declined rapidly. Luckily for Mayo, he had a resurgence in his career when he went to the Dallas Mavericks, but unfortunately he only was there for 1 year under Rick Carlisle and playing with Dirk Nowitzki. I think that's the situation he needed to be in. After that, he went with the Milwaukee Bucks and wasted away on the bench, getting paid $8 million per year to play like 4 minutes per game at sometimes. Injuries got the better of him during his time in Milwaukee, and he started not to be in NBA shape anymore. And now he's banned from the NBA for 2 whole years. So will Mayo ever make it back into the NBA? Who knows? Will he ever be the player that he once was with the Memphis Grizzlies? Probably not. Speaking of other players who had a complete 180 in their career, let's talk about Lance Stephenson of the Indiana Pacers, formerly of the Indiana Pacers and now with the Indiana Pacers once again. That's kind of funny how that works out. Unlike Mayo and Tyreke Evans, Lance Stephenson didn't have an amazing rookie year. He only played 12 games. But in his first 4 year with the Indiana Pacers, he was slowly starting to get more minutes, and over time, his numbers went up. And in his final year, his 4th year with the Indiana Pacers, he was looking like that right-hand man to Paul George, averaging 13.8 points per game, 4.6 assists, and 7.2 rebounds. Unfortunately for Lance Stephenson, he kind of committed career suicide signing with the Charlotte Hornets. The only person to ever believe in him, Larry Bird, wanted to keep him as a Pacer, and it kind of shows that now considering he signed with the Pacers. But Lance wanted more money from the Indiana Pacers, so he did what he did. Played 1 year for Charlotte and then bounced around for multiple teams, from the Grizzlies to the Clippers to the Pelicans to the Timberwolves, and then finding his way back home. It's kind of funny how he kind of got into LeBron James' head a little bit in the playoffs to essentially almost being out of the league. So here's hoping Lance Stephenson is able to make a good NBA comeback with the Pacers and not get waived before training camp or during the middle of the season. Next, we have Michael Carter-Williams, former Rookie of the Year with the Philadelphia 76ers. It's crazy how young this guy is and how many teams he's already been on. Obviously, he was traded from the Sixers to the Bucks, and now the Bucks to the Bulls. Who knows if he's going to be re-signing with the Bulls this offseason or trying to find a starting job elsewhere. But in his rookie season, he averaged 16.7 points per game, 6.3 assists, and 6.2 rebounds. That's a solid stat line for a rookie. He's still relatively young, and he still has time to develop into his game and at least reach that rookie level that he once had. You know, he doesn't have a jump shot yet. He turns over the ball a lot. You'd think he'd be able to play defense, but he doesn't play it all that well either. There has to be one team out of the 30 NBA teams that wants Michael Carter-Williams to be their starting point guard, or at least try to become their starting point guard, considering I feel like he hasn't been given a fair shot in the NBA. His rookie year with the Philadelphia 76ers, they were in tank mode. They were in trust the process mode. They were in trade everyone away, get as many draft picks as we can mode. They traded him away for some draft picks to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks found out that, hey, Giannis can play the point guard position. We don't really need a point guard who can't shoot. We want shooters on the floor because Giannis can't shoot yet just himself. So they traded him to the Bulls. At the time, it seemed like a perfect position considering Rajon Rondo was getting benched, and it seemed like that whole team was going to explode. But now he's like the 3rd to 4th string point guard, and Rondo's above him. Jerian Grant's above him, and apparently at times Denzel Valentine gets more minutes than Mike Carter-Williams. So it's hard to find the perfect team for him. And with that much guards that the Bulls do have, I don't think it's a perfect fit for him there either. Mike Carter-Williams is extremely unlucky when it comes to landing on teams, and the coaches and I'm assuming the higher-ups just give up on him. It's not too late for him to turn around his career, but let me know in the comment section below, what team do you feel like Mike Carter-Williams needs to be on to elevate to that level once again? Because I'm clueless of what team might need him. Lastly, Aaron Brooks back with the Houston Rockets. Unlike Tyreke Evans, OJ Mayo, and Mike Carter-Williams, Aaron Brooks wasn't projected to be this starter caliber player. But in his 3rd season with the Houston Rockets, he started all 82 games. He averaged 19.6 points per game, 5.3 assists, and 2.6 rebounds. That's pretty solid considering this man is 6 foot tall. And the crazy thing about this time period where Aaron Brooks averaged 19.6 points per game, they had Kyle Lowry on the same team. Kyle Lowry was essentially, I guess, the backup point guard to Aaron Brooks, which is, saying that out loud right now, that doesn't seem right at all. The roles have reversed considering Aaron Brooks is now more known as a backup point guard as he gets older with age. It's just wild to see that 1 year, Aaron Brooks, he looked like a star in the NBA at the time. Like I said, this is when they had Kyle Lowry on the team. This is when they had guys like Luis Scola was relevant. Shane Battier was relevant. Kevin Martin was relevant. I think they had Yao Ming. I don't know if he was hurt or not, 'cause I knew he was a key player with the Rockets back in the day. I didn't realize how much points he put up for the Rockets. But that's that. This was 5 players who peaked way too early in their careers. A few of these guys actually have time to turn their careers around, while the majority of the other guys on this list don't. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on this video if you did. Share it along any social media. It really helps my channel grow, along with checking out some of these other videos on screen with similar content relating to the NBA or with a similar art style. Let me know any players I missed from this list, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one.